but let me start with the cultivation licensing. In your testimony, and I'm quoting here, you said young people locked behind double fences and 2 layers of razor wire. You said the extraordinary power of the communities you've served for years, and it's your mission as the head of OCM to realize the promise of these New Yorkers and their communities, those whose dreams have been denied and deferred for long enough. I know you were talking about licensing for this. I want to talk about the people I represent and their dreams in their communities. For example, Blue Point, small community in my district, a neighborhood where right next door someone came in, got a cultivation license, big greenhouse in the back, and so many complaints of odors and it not being secure and things like this. So we've reached out to OCM and we talked and we investigated and said, you know, how do they go about getting their license? Oh, no, we did every inspection, we did everything. They meet all the criteria, and that's why we gave them the license. We found out later that was a lie. I'm not saying it was misinformation. That was a lie. And I say that because the person we spoke to admitted it. He admitted it only after we sent someone there to go on this property with a camera and take pictures to show there were no locks, it was not secure, no lights, no heating in the greenhouse, no nothing. No one was around. The community there dreams of living in a nice, secure, quiet neighborhood, law-abiding citizens. They don't dream of their kids being able to wander onto property next door and get marijuana, okay? That's what could happen. They were given a license. I want to know, is there a process in place, in writing, where an inspection must be done in person? Because it was not done, and the man finally admitted it. Someone from your office said, no, we never did send anybody to inspect it. How does that happen?
So I'm not particularly familiar with this case. However, what I can say is for our licensees pre-opening, we do pre-operation inspections. That's going out, and sometimes those are virtual, sometimes those are in person. It really depends on the type of license. But we're going and making sure and checking. And also, we have a practice of compliance. That is, we're going on site to our operators to ensure that they're complying with our regulations. And again,
is that new?
No, that's not new.
Because that didn't happen here. That did not happen, and that was your employee who admitted it did not happen. It was rubber stamped, fine. I think it was a pinky swear or something, because it didn't happen. No one came to actually inspect this site.
So I think this is an opportunity for us to talk offline, because I'm honestly not familiar with this particular case. This might have been before my time.
I understand, and it might be, but this has been ongoing for the past year and a half. So I'm going to switch now real quick to ordering by mail, and Senator Cooney brought something up in the discussion earlier about controls regarding liquor stores and oversight and all of this. Now, we now have liquor that can be bought and delivered. And there are things in place to keep those under 21 from getting it. But I don't think those controls are in place here. Ordering by mail, it's happening right now. What are your processes in place to make sure kids are not ordering online or something and getting it delivered by mail? What are the processes in place? And please don't say it's the same as the liquor, because that doesn't work either.
No, so we don't have a process, at least in the regulated market, to order by mail. So if those orders are occurring, those are happening on outside operators, unlicensed operators. Those are not happening through our regulated stores. I can tell you from experience that the extent to which we have delivery, when someone comes to a location, they're checking IDs, even if it's on delivery. They're checked IDs in the store, but they're also doing it at the delivery point. In terms of youth, I think, and you mentioned earlier around kids wandering onto property and accessing cannabis.
Let's continue the conversation
yes.
offline. Yes, please.